So we have the NCAA Women's Volleyball scores for Thursday, December 18th, 2025. So this is another day of women's college volleyball. We have another week of all of invitationals before a conference play gets underway. Like during the week 26th. Like there's conference play. You might have some non-conference games mixed with conference games, but this is like the last real week, real part of the schedule where, and you had some non-conference mixed with conference. Midweek might be non-conference, like that weekend it's conference. Then it really goes into like all conference play, you know. But you might have a few eyeballs, like some leagues might have like they play each other once and they might not have enough team, so they might schedule a non-conference here and there, especially with like you know what I mean, or they just have a non-conference then, instead of one like early in the year, they go more time off then. So, and then we had Northern Arizona defeat South Carolina upstate 3-1. Georgetown defeats Norfolk State. That at the big one, that was at Northern Arizona versus at South Carolina State was a education game. I'm assuming because that was early in the day. It was a standalone match. Could have been the education day at South Carolina State. And where a lot of the school children in the area, they have like an education, like a health education day they do, where like they learn about like health, they learn about like fitness, health education, like fitness education, and then and then they're able to watch like a women's volleyball match, or like they do that for like women's basketball. Schools do that for some schools do that for like men, like women's basketball. I know men's. I don't know if every school does it for men's. I know like it's a lot due to for men's basketball because and some schools like do it like first game of the season, early game, or like first home game or something like that, or pretty early in the season. And some do it like later in the season. It just depends when they want to do it or when they're like comfortable doing it. And I know some minor league baseball teams have like that education days with camps, or like schools have like they have days with like camps, and like schools have like like daycare. My local like school district has daycare in the summertime, or after school daycare, like the daycare programs. So they would do it like that, So these. So I don't know about women's. I didn't know women's volleyball had a ton of it. I don't think it's like a ton of schools have it, but like I know a lot of the schools probably do it to where like they might have like invitational. They might do it during like invitationals, So they like Ball State. That game might be during the invitational. They're like if they have an early game, and they actually have like they actually do like the education day, where like they give like the kids like either free tickets to the game or like really reduced ticket prices. Like maybe they might give like the kids like reduced tickets or like free tickets, or might be normal ticket prices. But like a match might be like either like they like certain like for women's volleyball they might charge like the same price per ticket. Like they might say, well we'll charge like so much a ticket, like $5 or $10, like a ticket, like it's really cheap, for a ticket, or like sometimes I know they do like the canned food days at like kids like schools, like canned food at like canned food day for games. I know one of the like basketball teams, they do like canned food day, and like this kids come out then and like the price, like if you donate like canned food items, like either like a can, like donate a couple, like a canned food item or two or whatever, and you get in to like the game. The canned foods are like non-perishable box foods or something like that. You get into like the game for free. You get into the game, so it's kind of like a way you give back, Which I like. That's also another cool option for, especially for like the students, and their families. It's kind of awesome. I like that. So, but I don't see it too often when I go. But it might be like earlier, like I said, that invitations, like they're on Thursdays, Fridays, like all day. Like they're like Friday, Thursdays, maybe some of these Fridays in the mornings. Like you might see them invitationals with like the whole schools. So, or like these standalone matches. Some of them in like conference play, you might see some more schools doing it like standalone in conference play games, or like a non-conference, you might see like early in the morning, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern. So, and then we had North Texas resets to over Louisiana Tech. We did a reverse sweep. 20 Louisiana, or North Texas did in the Texas class. Louisiana Tech won the first two sets, 25, 27, 25, and 25, 19. And North Texas won 25, 14, 25, 15, 20, 15, 10 sets, 3, 4, and 5. In North Dakota State, like in the Big Orange Ash, at Clemson, there's still win-loss on your 0-11. At the Virginia Tech Classic, Middle Tennessee wins 3 sets to 1 over Radford. Kennesaw State sweeps Alabama in the Tennessee Classic. West Virginia remains unbeaten with a 3-0 win over Florida in the GU win at Jacksonville University. They all Maryland at Texas A&M Invitational. They win 3-2 over New Hampshire in the Big Orange Ash. They play back-to-back games on Thursday, and Charleston Southern sweeps Norfolk State to go to 1-10. With the original game in 1-11 at the Norfolk State game, with the Charleston Southern game for Norfolk State. Northern wins 3 sets over Tennessee Tech in the Green Bay Classic. At the Wyoming Invitational, Idaho State 3 sets to 1 over Portland. At the SLO Classic, number 20 Utah were covering about those 3 sets to 1. Auburn in the Alabama Showdown, 3 sets to 12 over UAB, the University of Alabama. Xavier was a 10-1 with a 3-1 win over Morehead State. Arkansas State, the Arkansas Razorback Invitational 3-1 over North Dakota State. Wichita State at the South Dakota Classic 3-1 win over Drake. Michigan State remains unbeaten at 8-0 in the Catholic World Cup Invitational with a 3-1 win over Bigman's. Wofford 3-1 win over Gardner Webb in the Wofford Invitational. And then Winthrop 3-1 over Western Carolina. Mercer goes to 2-9 with a 3-1 win over Western. They're two struggling teams. They're both 1-9 win the match. And then we have Charlotte 3-1 over. She sets 1 over Furman. Jacksonville and the JU invite at home beat Jacksonville State 3-2. And both our teams are in Jacksonville. One's just the state school, one's like maybe a private school. Cleveland State 3-2 over Kent State. East Tennessee State 3-1 win over Virginia Tech in the Virginia Tech Classic. In a battle of top 5 teams, number 6 Kentucky beats number 3 Louisville 3-2. That was on ESPNU. It could not be on ESPN. There was college football on ESPNU. You guys have Thursday night college football. You've always had Thursday night college football for like a while, like to counteract NFL Thursday night football. They've always had college Thursday night football whenever they can, and that like obviously that counteracts the college Thursday football, or that counteracts the NFL the best as they can. It's not always like the biggest schools, but like sometimes you have like the ACC. Like sometimes like the ACC's in there, and then you have like the maybe Friday instead of like Big 12, or sometimes they'll have like like Thursdays of like American Conference or some other smaller conferences, but they'll play on Thursdays to counteract college Thursday night football from the NFL. And I know they've done that for a while though, so I mean, it's just a smart strategy. But then they have the WNBA and ESPN2, and then ESPNU, which I'm surprised the WNBA didn't go to ESPN, and then ESPNU have it, and then if those two games are if necessary, you move the other stuff up to ESPN, ESPN2. You know, I don't get that, but college football maybe in ESPN2 you could have, ESPN you could have that NCAA Volleyball game. I don't get that one, but whatever. I mean, Akron 3-6 over Youngstown State. Coppin State 3-6 over George Mason in the Patriot Invitational. At the 305 Invitational in Florida Coast over Florida National 3-6. Could be all Florida teams. So Eric was from Florida. Then we have Oklahoma all over Central Arkansas, especially the third set. It was 28-26, went extra points in the first. Then went to 25-18, which Oklahoma had had most momentum, but Central Arkansas had some, kind of still had a low momentum. And then 25-8, Oklahoma just sucked all life out of Oklahoma. Central Arkansas that third set. Georgia Southern over Southern State 25-10, 25-17, 25-18. No real competition from them. And they go 9-1 for Georgia Southern. Number 24 Tennessee over Ryder in 3 sets. Week 4 over North Carolina team 3 straight sets. At the 4-5 Invitational, Miami dominates 25-8 first set win for Miami, 25-22 second set win for Coastal Carolina. Then Miami 25-16, 25-18. 3 sets they won pretty well. And then the first set Coastal Carolina won. It was a close set. And then Pacific wins in the Central Cal Challenge. 3 sets to love over Fresno State. Number 10 SMU over Steve Austin in the Steve Austin challenge. 25-22, 25-11, 25-16. And then we have Western Michigan over Green Bay in the Green Bay Classic, 3-2. And then we have Lipscomb over Williams Ryan in 3 sets. Rice in the second Rice Invitational 2 over Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 3 sets to love. Then Missouri St. Louis over Missouri State, 3-2 in the Missouri Challenge. Sam Houston over Houston Christian in 5 sets in the Rookie Invitational. Number 14 Texas A&M over Southeast Louisiana, 3 sets in the over 3 sets over in the Texas A&M Invitational. In 4 sets, Boston College remains 10-0 with a 3-1 win in the Eagle Invitational, Boston College Eagles Invitational over Harvard. Indianapolis was 500 with a win Butler Invitational over Eastern Illinois, 3-1 win. Southern Indiana 3-1 over Evansville. Chicago State falls to 0-8, still winless in the year. In the West, and Western Illinois wins their first game in the Leatherneck Classic, which is Western Illinois Leathernecks. They get their first win in the season, or the Chicago State gets it right last year. So Western Illinois is still 3-1. Tennessee State falls to Indiana State, 3-love. Tarleton State still 500 now with a 3-love win over Arkansas Pine Bluff in the Texan Classic at Tarleton State Texans. And then Alabama with a 3-1 win over Memphis in the Crimson Classic. In the Big Orange Rash, Clemson 3-2 over Georgetown. We have South Alabama 3-2 over Stanford. 3 sets win for Tulane over Western New Orleans in the Tulane Invitational. In the South Dakota Classic, South Dakota 3-1 over Villanova. And then Colorado State gives Colorado their first loss of the year. Colorado is now 9-1 or 9-1 this, and that's a 3 straight set win for Colorado State. We have Denver 3-set win over Air Force in the Air Force Invitational, 2 teams from Colorado. And then Utah Valley 3-1 over Weber State. Arkansas 3 set straight set win over Southern Illinois. And then we have St. Thomas, Minnesota with a 3-0 win over Western Shore. Long Beach State with a 3-set 2 win over Wyoming Invitational. And Canadian 3 sets to reverse sweep win over Pepperdine in the Sun Devil Volleyball Classic. Oregon with a 3-set 1 win over Oregon State. Number 60 BYU remains unbeaten with a 3-set win at Utah State. Montana 3 sets to over Gonzaga. Nevada sweeps Montana State in the Bearcat Classic. Kauai 3 sets to over St. Mary's in the SLO Classic. UC had 3 sets to over UNLV in the UNLV turn. Coastal Northridge 3 sets to over San Francisco in the USF Challenge. Eastern Washington 3 sets to win over Seattle University in the Eastern Volleyball turn. And then San Diego 3 sets to win over Yale in the Jack Talmadge Volleyball Classic. Ranking C. The only loss was to BYU. That was either at Loyola Marymount or at USC, but since it wasn't televised, I'm assuming it was at Loyola Marymount. And then 3 sets to win over SU. Sacramento State 3 sets over Cal State Bakersfield. And San Diego State 3 sets to win over UC San Diego.